welcome to another edition of the Sim Racing Garage. I'm Barry Rowland, and today I got a special review for you. I finally got in the Bodnar SimSteering wheel system, and I've been waiting to do a review on this and get it mounted to my rig for a long time, and it's finally here, so I can hardly wait to get into this thing and see what's in it and how it's going to mount up in the performance. So let's get to it. So let's start with the motor first. Before I ordered this kit, I did a lot of research, and like most of you probably searched all over the internet finding any little bit of information you could find about this motor and what they're actually using in it. And I saw pictures of it mounted to people's desk. I saw videos of it, and I just couldn't find a definitive picture of this label so I could tell exactly what this thing was. I got pretty close by guesstimating, but I just couldn't find a good clear picture of it. So to put that to rest from now on, I'm going to give you guys a picture of it so you can read it, what's on the motor. Okay, it's kind of heavy, so that's all I'm going to do. So hopefully that was good enough for you. Now another thing about this motor is when I got it, the connectors on the back here were pointing towards the front. Now the instructions that came with the kit said that you could just take these and easily spin them around to wherever you wanted to put them as far as positioning. I found that not to be true with this particular motor anyway. I really try to pull up on them, try to make them move, but not too much because I didn't want to break anything, and could see that that wasn't true with this motor. So what I had to do was actually take the screws out that hold these housings on, or the covers on, and they are a T or Torx bit number 8, and fortunately for me I had an old Cobalt toolkit that had a set of these in them, which are very long, small Torx bits drivers. And it's a good thing because I had the Torx bits drivers in a kit of bits, which a lot of people probably have, and I had that 8. But the problem is the bit's so fat you couldn't get it in at a decent angle to the screw heads here. So there's no way you're going to get them loose. But fortunately I had one of these. So you might want to make sure you have something like this if you're going to have to turn these around if any of you guys ever get this kit. It's one of those things that's gotchas that you never realize until of course you actually have something in your hand. So anyway, what I did was I just undid the screws, and I'll give you a shot here, and then turned them around to where I wanted them. I think you can see them. Let's see right there. So not a whole lot to it. It's not that hard to do, and plus you can see while we're here the pinouts of the actual plugs, and of course the threads on the side of the plugs that the connectors will thread onto. So once I took those out and turned it around, no worries, tighten everything back down, and it looks good. Now this motor is rated at, from what I've read, at 340 inch-pounds of torque. That's a lot of torque, more than we'll ever need. And again, that's one of the reasons why the kill switch is on there, so that if something happens you don't have to try to grab the wheel, you can hit the kill switch instead, because you could probably really hurt yourself on this thing. But we will probably not use anywhere near the max amount of torque available in this motor when we're racing, which is a good thing. That means it'll probably last forever because we're not putting a lot of load on it. And we'll see how hot it gets. It actually has a "it gets hot" sticker on the top here, this yellow sticker, caution hot. But I think at the rates that we'll be running these, I don't think they're going to get that hot, but we'll find that out once we actually have it all connected up and set up and we're actually driving it. The reasons I put the connectors backwards, because I want the cables to run backwards, and not only backwards, but I'm going to mount this like this. I'm going to mount them on the side, because what I want the monitors to be able to get as close to the top of this, because I like them nice and low behind and directly behind my steering wheel, and this is the best way to go about it. I know you've probably seen pictures on the internet, guys have them still facing forward but have the cables coming out and twisting around with zip tied to something or whatever, tied off somehow, but all they had to do was move this back, and you don't need to do all that. So it's a much cleaner installation. At least I think it's going to be a much cleaner installation. We'll take a look at it once we get it done. So I guess there's nothing else I can say about the motor, so let me talk about what you see on here, the hub. Now this hub does not come with the basic kit. you have to buy this separately. I believe it's 80 pounds or something. And I actually got it in a kit, what they call an accessory kit, along with the mounting bracket and a steering wheel for 100 pounds, which is a pretty good deal. But I went on the site not too long ago and I noticed that that kit was not available anymore, and you have to buy these separately. You have to buy the bracket separately and this separately. And I don't even see the wheel available anymore, and I'll show you the wheel in a little bit what it looks like. Because only the wheels that are available are the precision wheels that are on there, which are really like some really nice wheels actually. So I put the hub on here, and I was going to take it back off and just show you the hub without it being on the shaft, but there's like a ring of crush metal in here or something that I'm not sure how that works, but I know that once you cross torque all these bolts down and get it nice and tight, that it crushes that metal onto the shaft so it doesn't move anymore. Well, the side effect of that is even if you take these bolts out, it pulley doesn't want to come off very easily, so what I'll probably have to do is put a pulley puller in here, and you can see there's a couple of screws set aside here for that, actually 50 mil, or you could probably use the 70 mils too, whichever ones, and you'd actually have to use that pulley puller to get this thing back off. So I'm not going to mess with all that. I said, heck with that, I'll just put the bolts back in, torqued them back down, and said I'll just leave them like it is, well enough and alone and all that. So that's all there is to show about the motor. Again, not too much. You saw the label, so we got that out of the way. Now we know exactly what it is, a coalamonger. Now let's get that out of the way, and let's look at some of the other stuff that comes with it. Here is a kill switch that, with this kind of a motor that has that much torque, I can see why they have one of these. This is all industrial stuff, really nice connectors and everything. Let's see if I can get it to focus on this connector. Okay, and you can see that there's some pins in there, and there's a plastic notch in there also for locating it on the other side or the female side. But all this stuff is really well done. Nice kit. And the kill button itself, as you can see, is black. And no, that's not the way it came. It came in that bright yellow caution color that sticks out, that I did not want to put on my rig because it's all black as far as the tubing. So what I did was just went ahead and taped everything off and sprayed it black plastic coat. And I think it turned out pretty good. It's going to look good on my rig. Didn't do the bottom part. I put Velcro on that, and but it's still got the nice bright red button, so no matter what, I'll be able to find it in case I need it in an emergency. Now another thing that comes with the basic kit is, of course, your heavy-duty cables for your power and data lines. And these have threads on the inside of the collars here that match the threads on the back of the motor and the threads that we'll see on the box, the controller box, once we see that. And again, this is really heavy-duty stuff. I'll get up here so you can see a good picture of it. And these are the male versions that will go into the back of the motor. Alright, and these are the female sides, again with the collars that spin so you can screw them on. So let me get you a good focus on that. So that's enough of the close-ups on the cable. Again, very heavy-duty industrial stuff, and I don't think you would expect anything less for a kit that costs this much money. Now, of course, there's a power cord and USB cord, basic stuff there. Power cord is 110 volt for the US. And here we have some nice stainless steel bits for attaching the motor to the bracket itself, and for attaching the motor and bracket to whatever you're going to attach it to. In this case, I'm going to have a 1/4-inch plate that this attaches to for mounting my wheel and the kind of wheel mount that I have set up. And we'll see what I fabbed up for my Stage 4 rig in just a little bit when we start putting all this together. Now, did I miss anything? Yeah, the bracket. Before we get to the box, this is the bracket that is actually going to mount the motor to my plate or to a desk, whatever the case may be. And of course, you see the motor actually mounts through here. Not a whole lot to this. It is about a 5-degree negative bend on this from 90 degrees, which gives you a little bit of tilt on the wheel. And imagine if it wasn't enough or it was too much, we could just put this in a vise and bend it back to wherever you wanted it to be, as long as it wasn't too extreme. So that gives us a nice little tilt back on the bracket itself. Again, this does not come with the kit. You have to buy this separately. I believe this is 35 pounds. but it's just a 1/4-inch plate steel, or 6mm for the folks across the creek there, or everywhere else in the world actually. Not a whole lot to it. It's not even powder coated. It's just got some paint on it. So I wish that had come with the kit, but we'll talk about that on final thoughts on this rig. Also, in the kit, that accessory kit that I bought, a steering wheel came with it, and this is just a no-name brand type steering wheel, maybe $35, $45 wheel, 320mm. Actually, it's a pretty good feeling wheel. I gotta admit, it's not that bad. But I've got my own wheels, and I won't be using this, so I'll probably put this up for sale eventually because I'm just not going to use it. But it was better for me to buy the accessory kit because it was $100. The hub that you saw on the motor was 100 pounds, excuse me. Was actually 80 pounds all by itself, and this was 35 pounds. So the wheel was kind of thrown in extra. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're offering this accessory kit anymore, and you have to just buy everything separate. It'd be nice if they threw this in with the kit, but you know, I guess I understand the point is they're really making this system for professional race clubs or professional race teams. And they've got, of course, their own fab shops, and they can fab up whatever they want as far as mounting it to whatever and mounting the wheel however they want to. So that's probably why it doesn't come with it and you have to buy it separately. But it'd be nice if they give you the poor boy's price on the accessory kit for us guys that can't do that kind of stuff, and we have to go with what they give us. So anyway, that's everything comes with the kit there. And of course, the most important part is going to be the controller box, and you can see that this is where all the magic happens, and I imagine this is where all the money is, or at least the majority of the money that we spend on this kit. It's of course their research and development to develop this system, and of course they'll actually have firmware or driver updates as they go along also that are going to be free. So that's just part of the expense of doing business at this level. The motor itself, I actually looked it up, and anywhere from $1,200 to $1,300 for that servo motor. So it's not a cheap motor, and that's some expense went to that also. But this is where the majority of it went. And as you can see, it's just not much of a box, just a metal box with some vents on both sides. And I don't know if you can see might be some air or some light from the back going through there. So it's not chock full. Let's go this way. There we go. You can see some light through it. So it's not chock all the way full, which is good. That means there's good ventilation through this box. And you can see on the front, it's not a whole lot to it either. Just got your COM1 and COM2 ports for connecting the motor. The mains over on this side for the 110 volt. And over there you see the USB and the emergency stop part on it. Alright, so that's what comes in the kit, and next thing we're going to do is assemble the motor to the bracket, and then we'll get the bracket mounted to the plate that I'm going to use to mount it to my actual rig. So let's go ahead and get those bits done now.